if you've noticed the tartan tie. So in the Scottish culture, from where my mother originates from, the son always wears the mother's tartan. You never wear the father's tartan. So you always recognize the mother's clan. So in Botswana, I'm wearing my mother's clan to recognize that women are so important in everybody's lives, and that's one of the reasons that I belong to the Gender Mainstreaming Awards, and I have done so for some time already. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I believe all protocols have been observed, so I'm not going to go through that again. So my name is William Sermon, or as commonly introduced, Mawila. I love the name. It was given to me when I came to Botswana, and I've lived with it for 6 years, and it is incredibly good. I think it just makes life so much less complicated. So I'm the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer for BRC, and I'm also a Gender Awards Judge for Business Engage. I've been involved with Business Engage since 2007, when I was still with Absa Bank in South Africa. I got involved in the 30% Club, which is a strategic drive to at least have 30% female representation at a board level. So it's a way in which we develop and grow female leaders in order to take up leadership roles of large corporates, which is absolutely critically important. So, as mentioned earlier, I've been an awards judge for the category Women Empowerment in the Workplace, which is comprised really of two components when we do the adjudication. One is a written submission, and the other one is an interview which we do. And luckily for me, every year the interviews fall on the President's Day, so I spend my public holiday interviewing corporate clients with regards to their gender submissions. So there's 5 categories that are contained within the measurements, and the one is the design and innovation. So we look at how the entry is designed, what's gone into it, and the innovation around the initiatives. The management, how it is managed by the organization, the communication, how it's communicated to the people within the organization, the return on investment, because we believe that sustainability comes from value, and value creation within the corporates are important. And then of course the gender targets. Is there growth within the gender targets or not? So this year I had the privilege of interviewing talented leaders from companies like PwC, Asmang Lions, Santam, Sibanye Stillwater, African Bank, British American Tobacco, Nestle, Kellanova, which is Kellogg's, and then of course Nestle. So those were the ones which I sat for a day and interviewed all of their leaders. Very interesting things came out in those sessions. In previous years, I also interviewed companies including Toyota, Pfizer, Massmart, EOH, TransUnion, RMB, Imperial Logistics, AEC, and Ernst & Young. That just shows you the level of entries that are obtained across Southern Africa, and it is taken incredibly serious. To give you a view of Business Engage, 174 JSE-listed companies support their Agenda Awards in Southern Africa. And it's really so amazing that Teresa has now taken on Business Engage for Botswana and is taking Botswana places. And I'm so proud of every single person who's qualified for the awards. I'm so impressed by what Botswana's doing, and especially being the first year, you guys are doing amazingly well. So each team made an effort to provide unique insights into the organization's initiatives and programs that help the organization uplift the importance of women in the workplace, but more importantly, how they navigate the difficulties in bringing change at all levels and encouraging their male employees to support the various programs. So it's not just so much about having a program in place, but how is it adopted by the organization and how is change brought about. So as a judge, I've been asked what was key for me when looking at the written entries and responses provided during the interviews, and here are a few. So the quality of the content of the submission, did it contain facts, examples, how long it had been implemented for, the creativity, the uniquenesses and the visuals that were linked with the participation in those events. The quality of the participants in the interview, what was the energy level like? What was the understanding of the content, the involvement in the programs, the ability to understand and respond to the questions. We've seen so often that people just involve junior people and they expect something to take off and run. But without the top sponsorship of the CEO and the executives, things tend to fall flat. So we look for and encourage the involvement of senior people in these events. So what lost it in the interview was leaders making it about themselves and not the team. So you've had a lot of times where, one particular CEO that we interviewed made it all about him. Look what I'm doing for women in my organization, instead of saying, look at what the women are doing for themselves in the organization, I'm here to support it. So it's a little bit different way of looking at it. So there was also no credibility in the submission because there was lack of facts, examples and numbers, where you could see that there was no executive sponsorship involved. Those are some of the things that lost it for people. So what won in the interview was the ability to understand the